All right, let's talk about our phones. We all have one, and we all have a complicated relationship with it, right? But what if I told you that every time you pick it up, you're not just checking messages, you're actually having a powerful chemical conversation with your own brain? We're about to pull back the curtain on the hidden force that keeps us all scrolling.
Just think about that feeling for a second. That little buzz in your pocket, the quick laugh you get from a video, that tiny warm rush of validation from a like. It all feels so small, so harmless, doesn't it? Just little moments throughout the day. But each of those moments is like a tiny, carefully measured dose of a really powerful brain chemical.
And here's the thing, these little bursts are doing way more than just passing the time. They are, and I mean this literally, rewiring the pathways in your brain. They're training your habits, and frankly, they're chipping away at your ability to just focus. But don't worry, this isn't all bad news. Stick with me to the end because I'm going to share one super practical trick that can honestly be a game changer for you.
So to really understand what's happening here, we have to get to know the chemical at the center of it all. What in the world is dopamine? And how does it have such a crazy strong grip on all of us? Okay, let's clear up the biggest misconception about dopamine right now. We've all heard it called the pleasure chemical, right? Well, that's not quite the whole story. Its main job isn't to give you pleasure. Its job is to make you want things. It's the engine for anticipation. It's the chemical that screams, hey, go get that, because it thinks a reward is coming. It's the chemical of pure desire.
So, a better way to think of it is this. Dopamine is the gas pedal, not the destination. It's that antsy feeling of, I just need to check my phone, or that little spark of curiosity. I wonder what's new on my feed. It's the force that pushes you to chase the reward. The actual feeling of pleasure? That comes from other chemicals, but only if you get the reward. Dopamine just wants you to keep on chasing.
You know, our brains develop this system for a very good reason: survival, to motivate us to find food, or find a partner, or achieve a difficult goal. But here's the problem. Our technology today is designed to trigger this exact same ancient system, not for our survival, but for their engagement. We're not chasing berries anymore. We're chasing pings, likes, and endless notifications.
So, how exactly have they hacked this system? Well, app designers have become absolute masters at triggering our dopamine response, and they do it using a principle that was perfected a long time ago, in the design of a casino. Why are slot machines so incredibly addictive? Think about it. It's not because you win every time. In fact, it's the exact opposite. It's because you don't know when you'll win. The addiction comes from that unpredictability, the thrilling chance that the next pull of the lever could be the big jackpot. And guess what? Social media is built on that very same idea.
Every single time you pull your thumb down to refresh your feed, you are pulling the lever on a digital slot machine. What are you going to get? Maybe nothing, maybe a boring ad, but maybe you'll get a hilarious meme, or a message from that friend you've been waiting to hear from, or a little like that gives you that tiny boost. That what if, that question mark, that's the engine of the entire system.
And this is the most important part to get. It's the randomness that keeps your dopamine system on high alert. Your brain learns that at any given moment, a reward might appear. So it keeps poking you, saying, hey, check again, come on, just one more scroll. The good stuff could be right there. And just like that, you're in the loop. Now, just like anything that floods the brain with chemicals over and over again, this constant stimulation, it has a pretty serious downside. Over time, your brain starts to adapt. And believe me, it is not in a good way. This whole thing creates this really nasty downward spiral. It starts with you just chasing that little high, right? That constant scroll for something new and interesting. But your brain's smart, and it starts to build up a tolerance. It actually makes your dopamine receptors less sensitive. So pretty soon, the highs get weaker. It takes more and more scrolling to feel even less satisfaction. And the result? When you finally do stop, the crash is so much harder. You're left feeling distracted, antsy, and you just can't focus on anything else.
And I really want you to hear this next part. If you've ever felt that compulsive urge to check your phone, even when you know you shouldn't, please know this. It is not a personal failing. It is not a lack of willpower. It's your biological wiring reacting exactly as it's supposed to when you put it in an environment that's been perfectly engineered to exploit it.
Okay, so knowing all of that, how do we fight back? How do we break this loop and start to reset our brain's reward system? The key isn't to get rid of dopamine. We need it, but to retrain our brains to find it in things that actually matter.
The whole strategy here is to create friction. Just make the addictive behavior a little bit harder to do. Every single buzz and ping is a trigger, so go into your settings and turn off every notification you don't absolutely need. When you have to focus, don't just put your phone face down, put it in another room. The goal is to consciously start replacing those cheap, fake hits with real earned rewards, like the satisfaction of finishing a task or the natural high from just taking a quick walk outside.
Now, those are all fantastic strategies, but I did promise you one simple, practical trick at the very beginning, didn't I? The single most effective thing that you can do to break this cycle. And you can start today.
So after everything we've talked about, the chemistry, the casino effect, the tolerance loop, it all comes down to one fundamental principle. You ready for it?
That's it. It sounds so simple, right? But it is the foundation for everything else. The secret isn't about developing some kind of superhuman willpower to fight your own brain's wiring. No way. The secret is to change the battlefield itself.
See, you've got to remember that dopamine is reactive. It doesn't just fire off randomly, it responds to cues in your environment. Your phone, sitting right there on your desk, is a constant screaming cue for your brain to start the chase. But if you remove the cue, if you just can't see the phone, the whole cycle gets short-circuited. The urge has nothing to latch onto, and after a few moments, it actually starts to fade. Out of sight, out of mind isn't just a saying. In this case, it's pure neuroscience.
So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Right now, as you finish listening to this, think about it. Where could you put your phone? Is there a drawer, a different room, maybe another floor of your house? Just one simple change, where you place your phone, can be the start of reshaping your entire dopamine cycle. So, what choice are you going to make?